Hello, everybody. It's Sports Guy Ron. I'm here with your Week 15 NFL recap of the games this weekend. We had a lot of exciting games. We had some playoffs that are getting close to being solidified, and we'll go over the matchups, talk about them. The Thursday night game, we had an upset here. Atlanta defeated Tampa Bay 29-28. I took the L on that on the win and the loss. Tampa Bay falls to 7-7, and that was a big loss for them. It looked like it might cost them the division lead. Atlanta rises to 5-9. Kirk Cousins was 30 of 44 for 373 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tampa Bay's defense, not a good outing for them. Kyle Pitts was the big player with Drake London out. 11 catches, 166 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mike Evans did come back for Tampa Bay, 6 catches for 132 yards. He was not happy about the defense giving up at the end of the game, losing that game. Atlanta overcame a 28-14 deficit, and they overcame 19 penalties. Unbelievably, it was still enough for them to pull out a victory at the end. They scored 2 touchdowns. The first one they went for 2 and got it, and they were victorious 29-28. In the first Sunday 1 p.m. matchup, we had an AFC North. Baltimore routed Cincinnati 24-0. I got the win on that, on the win and the spread. Baltimore's now 7-7 again. Cincinnati is 4-10. They are officially eliminated from the playoffs. Joe Burrow did not have a good game. 25 of 39, 225 yards, 2 INTs. 1 was returned for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, 11 carries, 100 yards. Cincinnati, 3 of 15 on third down. It's not like Baltimore's offense did anything great. They didn't, but Cincinnati was just bad. It looked like they'd given up in this game, and the score reflects it, 24-0. Las Vegas also put out about the same kind of effort against that Cincinnati did. Philadelphia won 31-0. I got the win on that, on the win in the spread. Philadelphia is now 9-5. Las Vegas falls to 2-12. Las Vegas had 75 total yards with Kenny Pickett at quarterback. They are 3 of 12 on third downs. Philadelphia was 10 of 13. Dallas Goedert had a big game, 6 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Total domination. Philly won from start to finish. Easy game for them. The next game, a little more difficult. Houston was able to beat Arizona 40-20. Arizona is now 3-11. Houston is up to 9-5. I got the win on that, on the win and the spread. C.J. Stroud, 22 of 29, 260 and 3 touchdowns. Nico Collins, 3 for 85 and 2 touchdowns. Trey McBride had a big game for Arizona from tight end position. 12 catches, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Was not enough. Houston pretty much controlled this game. Arizona would try to get back into it, and Houston would just score again. And that's pretty much the gist of the game. And so Houston's in a playoff spot right now, and they got some help later on from a couple other teams, including the LA Chargers. They won the AFC West matchup 16-13 against Kansas City. The Chargers are now 10-4. Kansas City falls to 6-8. I took the L on that on the win. I thought Kansas City would pull it out, but I do have the win on the spread, picking LA. Kansas City only could muster 239 total yards, 49 rushing yards. It was really not a good effort by them running the ball. Cameron Dicker hit a field goal with 51 seconds left to take the lead, 16-13. Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL and his LCL. He already has had surgery. He's going to try to make it back for the first game of the 2026 season. He's done for the rest of the year, and the Chiefs have already been eliminated from the playoffs with the results today. So it's going to be the first time in quite a while that we don't have Patrick Mahomes or the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. The big AFC East matchup, Buffalo came back and was victorious over New England, 35-31. New England's 11-3 now. Buffalo is 10-4. So the division's still up in the air with 3 games left. I got the win on that, on the win and the spread. Buffalo was down 21-0 and came back. Josh Allen, big game, 19 of 28, 193 yards, but 3 touchdowns. James Cook had a big game for Buffalo, 22 carries, 107 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's pretty much their offense there. Trevion Henderson, really explosive again for New England, 14 carries, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had long touchdowns of 65 and 52. Really showed, I mean, once he gets even with you and there's no one back, you can forget it. He's going to get the touchdown. We saw it that way in college in the game, the big game against Texas, semifinal last year, and you've seen it again in this game. Once he's got you, you're not catching him. Drake May, 14 to 23, 155 yards and an INT, although he did have 2 rushing touchdowns. This just wasn't about that. I think Buffalo, they scored touchdowns on 5 straight possessions. That was it. New England's defense, Buffalo got rolling and couldn't slow them down, and that was the difference in the game. The next game, Jacksonville, they kept on a roll. They defeated the New York Jets 48-20. I got the win on that, on the win and the spread. Jacksonville is now 10-4. The Jets fall to 3-11. Trevor Lawrence, big game. 20 of 32, 330 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 carries, 51 yards, and another touchdown running. 6 touchdowns for Lawrence. Definitely his game of the season. Travis Etienne had 32 rushing yards, but he had 3 catches for 73 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. The Jets fired their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks. I remember he was in Cleveland and got fired too. I mean, I understand he keeps getting hired, but he also keeps getting fired. I didn't really see anything great from his defense when he was here in Cleveland, so I'm not surprised the Jets have made a change there. And so Jacksonville solidified a playoff spot. They're not 100% yet, but they're very, very close. An NFC East matchup that didn't have any playoffs attached to it, Washington defeated the Giants 29-21. I got the L on that on the win and the spread. Washington, Jalen Lane had a 63-yard punt return touchdown. It was pretty much the difference in the game. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, he had 15 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. Tyrone Tracy for the Giants in a losing effort, 15 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown running, and he also had a touchdown receiving. This is a pretty interesting game. It was a better game than you would expect from 2 teams with losing records, but Washington was able to pull it out. It's been reported that Jaden Daniels isn't going to play the rest of the year, so you're going to have Marcus Mariota as the quarterback for the rest of the season for Washington. Okay, so that's the first board. Let's go to board number 2 for the rest of the games. Okay, in the last 1 o'clock matchup, and it really wasn't worthy of being called a matchup. Chicago defeated Cleveland 31-3. I got the win on the win and the spread on that one. Cleveland falls to 3-11. Chicago's now 10-4. Now, last week they were the number 1 seed. They lost to Green Bay. They fell to the 7th seed. I think they've moved back up to the 2 seed with the win today. So it's crazy the way the NFC is right now. Cleveland can only muster 192 yards. They're 4-14 on third downs. Shedeur Sanders threw 3 interceptions. One of them wasn't his fault. Jerry Jeudy dropped the one in the end zone that went into the Jalen Johnson's arms. DeAndre Swift, big game, 18 carries, 98 yards, 2 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 4 receptions, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. Caleb Williams was fine. Myles Garrett did get a sack, so I think he's like half a sack away from the record. But all in all, that's the only bright spot for Cleveland today. They lost 31-3. 4 o'clock games, we had an NFC South matchup. We had an upset here. New Orleans defeated Carolina 20-17. I took the L on that one on the win and the spread. Tyler Shough, he's still showing that New Orleans does not need to draft a quarterback. I think you need to give him more time. 24 of 32 for 272 and a touchdown. 8 carries, 32 yards. He made plays. He made nice throws. They're in tight windows. He made the big plays when they had to. The teams combined for 20 penalties, so it wasn't the Christmas played game, but New Orleans, 27 first downs against Carolina's defense. That just goes to show you how New Orleans' offense was rolling. Devin Neal was rolling early, but he got hurt in the running game, but they still just took over passing the ball. They converted for third downs into first downs, and they were able to pull out a 3-point victory over Carolina, which hurt them. They could have taken over first place in the NFC South. They still have 2 games against Tampa, so most likely those 2 games are going to decide that division. In the next game, we had the Rams in an exciting game, defeated Detroit 41-34. I took the win on that on the win. I took the L on that on the spread by a point. I thought Detroit would keep it close. They did, but just not close enough to cover that spread. This was an offensive game up and down the field. Rams 519 yards. Detroit had 396 yards. The difference in the game was running the ball. The Rams 159 yards between Corum and Williams. Detroit could only muster 70 with Gibbs and Montgomery. Matthew Stafford 24 of 38, 348, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Puka Nacua 9 catches, 181 yards. Big game for Puka. Got hurt late in that game, so we're going to have to see about his availability against Seattle. Devontae Adams also, he pulled his hamstring. It looked pretty serious. He's definitely, I don't think he's going to play on Thursday night. That's the upcoming Thursday night is Rams Seattle, both 11-3 coming up. So we'll have to see about that. Goff for Detroit, 25 of 41, 338, 3 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, fantastic game. 13 catches, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns. They did all they could, but it wasn't enough to make up for that defense. Their secondary is really hurting, and it showed against the Rams. And the defense as a whole for Detroit just didn't get it done. In the next game, Seattle was able to defeat Indianapolis 18-16. I took the L on that on the win and the spread. Phillip Rivers was competent, 18-27, 120 yards, a touchdown, a late interception. They were trying to throw it up because they only had a little bit of time left trying to get another into field goal range. I don't really count that on that for them. Jason Myers for Seattle, the field goal kicker, 6 field goals. He had a game-winning 56-yarders with 18 seconds left. And that was after Blake Grupe for Indianapolis hit a 60-yarder with 47 seconds left. And on that drive between the 47 seconds and the 18 seconds, I mean, it's only 29 seconds, Rashid Shaheed had 2 receptions on that drive, a 17-yarder and an 8-yarder to set up that field goal after the kickoff return came to the 37. So that was the difference in the game. It was a very tight game. Defenses led the way. Both defenses played really well. Seattle was able to pull it out in the end. Another big matchup, Denver pulled out the victory over Green Bay, 34-26. I got the win on that, on the win and the spread. Unfortunately, another big injury. Micah Parsons tore his ACL. He's out for the rest of the year. That's really going to hurt Green Bay in the playoffs. There's just no way to sugarcoat it. I think they can still win, but you got to admit that that's a big loss, and that's really going to affect some of the things they do. They're going to need their offense to get healthy and step up. They keep getting receivers hurt. Jaden Reed has come back, and he started to help, but Christian Watson went down with a shoulder in this game again. I don't know his availability for next week yet. Bo Nix, 23 of 34, 302 yards, 4 touchdowns. You have Josh Jacobs had a good game for Green Bay, 12 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown reception as well. But in the end, it wasn't enough. Denver pulled it out 34-26. In the last 4 o'clock game, San Francisco was able to win 37-24 over Tennessee. Tennessee is now 2-12. San Francisco is up to 10-4. And they're going to be making some noise if they can keep this up, because you have Seattle and the Rams playing each other. They can catch one of those teams, if not both. So they still have viability into winning that NFC West division. Brock Purdy played really well. Finally started to pull it together after coming back from that injury. 23 of 30, 295, and 3 touchdowns. Third down conversions. Tennessee was only 3 of 9. San Francisco was 9 of 15. Jawan Jennings, 3 catches, 37 yards, but 2 of them were for touchdowns, so that's big. That's pretty much, San Francisco controlled this game. Tennessee, though, they've got some interesting things. Tony Pollard got 100 yards against San Francisco, again, running the ball. So, that might be something to build on. Cam Ward has been building on performances. He's not been throwing the ball away a lot as far as giving away interceptions. You got to be impressed. He's learning. It's a little slower than like Jaden Daniels last year, the rise, but he's getting there. So that's something for Tennessee to look forward to. So even though they're 2-12 now this year, they have something to look forward to in the future, maybe next year with another good draft. In the 8 o'clock game, Dallas, their playoff hopes really took a hit. They lost to Minnesota 34-26. I took the L on that, and the win and the loss and the spread. J.J. McCarthy, 15-24, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. He also had a rushing touchdown. Javonte Williams had a good game for Dallas, 15 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown. In the red zone, Minnesota was 3 of 4 getting touchdowns. Dallas was only 2 of 5. They had 6 field goal attempts, and actually Brandon Aubrey missed 2 of them. So all them factors together, that's a losing proposition. Their defense is still not playing up to par. You have to think Matt Eberflus is on the bubble of getting fired, I would say, as the defensive coordinator there. We'll see when the offseason comes, but just not good enough for Dallas in that regard. The Monday night game, Pittsburgh was able to defeat Miami 28-15. I got the win on that, on the prediction on the win and spread. Aaron Rodgers, 23-27, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very solid game. Devon Achane had 127 combined yards total. Darren Waller had 2 touchdown catches for Miami. Kenneth Gainwell had 126 yards total for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just took control of the game. They made enough plays. Miami had 1 interception, Tua did, but it really wasn't a big deal in the game. Pittsburgh just outplayed Miami on defense. It was a tight game. It was pretty physical for a Monday night game, but Pittsburgh was just able to pull out the victory. So for the week, I was 10-6 on my win predictions and 10-6 on the spread predictions. My numbers have improved there. I'm 146, 75, and 1 on the win predictions. 103, 116, and 3 on the spread predictions for the year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We got some big games coming up in the next 3 weeks, especially we got a Thursday game, big Thursday game, maybe the game of the year. Perhaps deciding the 1 seed in the NFC with the Rams and Seattle on Thursday night. Look for my preview of that. I think I'm going to put an updated playoff video out tomorrow on Wednesday, and then you'll get a Thursday. You'll get another full weekend prediction video. And if you like this content, give us a like on this channel. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe if you have friends that like football. Maybe have them check out the channel. If you want to share the videos, I'd appreciate that. Make comments. And I hope you have a good week.